put this over here like that. There you go. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Yeah, John canceled today. The weather was really god awful. It started off cold and snowing, and then it was like freezing rain, and then it warmed up and became rain, and then it got cold again and became ice, and it became a slushy mess, and then it got cold again and became ice. Now it's snowing again. A lot of people lost power around the area. I did not. John didn't, I don't think. John canceled around, I don't know, 12 o'clock. I hung out with Gloria a little bit. And she gave me some homemade cabbage rolls, and the review of that will be up tomorrow. And there's accents all over the place. And it was really bad. I mean, it was really a horrible day. I mean, it didn't seem like it would be that. I mean, but it was a bad day. And it's supposed to be, like I said, I got a weather update coming up. And it's going to be bad up till about Thursday. It's supposed to warm up again. Well, anyways, since he canceled, I try to do Saturday Night Live reviews. And I actually have two. I did double duty. I reviewed, sadly, Buck Henry passed away last week, if I'm not mistaken. And they had a Buck Henry episode of the rerun at 10 o'clock for 1976, and then they had the new one. Well, no, I mean the one at 11:30. I think it was a rerun with JLO and the baby on it. So I'm going to be reviewing the JLO one first, and then the Buck Henry one. So, first of all, Saturday Night Live, the cold opening was like this thing, like a Mean Girls type thing, went in the cafeteria, and all the foreign things were picking on Trump and stuff like that. He was okay. I mean, it was, I give it credit for being different and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. I give it a 5 out of 10. I think they were trying to, I don't know. I think it had a reverse thing, maybe might feel bad for Trump or something like that. I give it a 5 out of 10. Next came the, it's just good, this Sprite Zero Sugar. Next came JLo's. She came out. She did a monologue, and it was okay for a while. I'm just going to give it a 5. And then she started singing, and then the Rockettes came out. The Rockettes came out, and it was fantastic. And then they went together, and she did like a dress. She was in a suit. And she did like a dress reveal. It was really, really cool. I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10. It was brilliant. The next was home makeover surprise thing with HLN or something like that. And the guy who was there, and it was J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. And she'd married like a nerdy guy who liked the Smurfs, and all the guys were surprised, saying like, "Why do you Why do you like this guy for?" I mean, how's this possible and stuff like that. And that's all they did. They kind of beat that to death. I mean, the Smurf stuff was funny. I get a 7 out of 10. Next was the roadie, which really good. I like that. It was like her performing. I guess she has a new act and stuff like that. And then the roadie was Pete Davidson, and the roadie was pretty much oblivious to everything. And that was funny, just the way he acted and stuff. And then you saw with her and him, and then her fiance Alex Rodriguez was in the thing. That was actually pretty good. I give that 8 out of 10. Next was a black and white movie. And about two sisters, and then the other sister was Jennifer Lopez, and they were jealous because she's so pretty. Well, yeah, she's very attractive. She's a goddess. I mean, they were just beating that into death. That's just wasn't anything that creative. They said just go and stay in the basement or something. They were doing like a thing with what was it, Sleeping Beauty? They made the evil stepsisters or something like that. And that was just a take on it. I didn't. They got a 3. I didn't want that good. Next was the Hershey PA with them. I like the way the skit ended though. That's what gave it a 3. I probably gave it a 2 otherwise. Next was Hershey PA and them Trumps, and that was okay. That was only got a 3. It was all right. Was it? Oh, okay. Next was the baby, and I never heard of this guy before. I decided to go and go. I'm a baby, goo goo gaga. I need my banky and my banky and my baba, and I need a diaper change. I'm a baby, like that. But no, he's a rapper guy. The song, I didn't care for the song at all, but I love the dancing, especially the girl that did the handstand and stuff like that. The song gets a 0, but the dancing gets a 10. And usually I would even out to a 5, but the dance was so good I'm going to give it a 7. It was really, really good. Next was Weekend Update. And it started out with some Catholic humor, Catholic jokes. And that was so brilliant. I mean, it really carried almost the rest of the skit. I mean, all the jokes were really good. I was going to give it a perfect score, and then Jules came out. So I had to get a 9. At least it wasn't the guy that totes my goats, the boats guy. I hate that guy. But I mean, I give it a 9 out of 10. It was still really good. Next were the hip hop carolers. It was pointless. I give it a 4 though, because I just like JLO. See, I'm saying JLo's because it's easier saying Jennifer Lopez, and it's easier saying JLo writing the notes and stuff like that. I just like her singing. So, I mean, she has a nice voice. That's a 4 out of 10. Next was Hoop Earrings, and they pretty much beat that to death. It's just about having hoop earrings, and that was a nothing. That was just filler. That was a 2 out of 10. Next was Bathroom Preem, and that was bathroom humor. That gets a 10 out of 10. I love that one. That was a good one. I bet you a lot of guys probably wish they could do that, though, and they don't have to get up and go pee or something like that, Probably be uncomfortable, though. Next one was Hardware in Wisconsin. I didn't care for that. I thought it was funny the accent that JLo was using. I liked the scene with the girl getting beat up by the bear with the dummy thing. And that was funny. I wish he would have done more stuff with that. That would have been really good. And it ended kind of cool. I mean, I give it a 3 out of 10. Next was The Baby, and that was exactly the same thing he did in the other thing. The song was almost exact. The songs were interchangeable. A lot of the dancing was the same, including the girl doing Hinton. But I still liked the dancing. Some of the dancing was different. I still liked the dancing. Song was a 0. I was going to give it a 5, but because it was like the same thing, I'd probably give it a 4. Then next was Barry's Boot Camp, and that was pointless. I see it as just filler. Because a lot of some of the stuff they have at the end is usually really funny. I didn't really care for that either. I got a 2 out of 10. And then it was weird because that Barry's Boot Camp came real close to 1 o'clock. And actually, the show was almost 3 minutes over. Usually it might be 1 minute over, but it was almost 3 minutes over for a rerun. Oh no, I give it a 6 out of 10. A mild 6 out of 10. It was alright. I mean, they had some really good stuff in it, but yeah, it's still really good. So that was the JLo with The Baby on it. Now, I mean, I want to do since I have extra time tonight, I want to watch that what's that guy, Will Ferrell's episode around Thanksgiving, because everyone's How He Catch That was good and Diana said it was good, so I gotta watch that one. And next is Buck Henry. So I want to say rest in peace, Buck Henry. And Buck Henry's he was also in serious stuff too. I remember he was in that David Bowie, not David Bowie movie, Man Who Fell to Earth. And then I remember one of the most unusual things is when Gorgon Video came out. I knew about Gorgon Video late and when my senior year, high school, and then in Germany. And I know they had like the Face of the Death movies, right? They also had another one called Des Morts. And on Des Morts, they had like some reviews of it on the other side. And one of them was from Buck Henry. I'm surprised Buck Henry would watch a death documentary, but he did. Or I should say shockumentary. And he was also one of the writers of one of my favorite shows that bombed, Quark, about the outer space waste disposal unit. I love Quark. I thought it was great. But I mean, only the last few episodes. But he wrote it, though. This is for you, Buck Henry. Rest in peace, buddy. You'll be missed. He was really cool. First of all, was the opening skit. And it looked like, I mean, the show was edited down. It was only from 10 to 11. First of all, the opening skit, when they said suicide red, and then you heard a guy shoot, I think that was cut short. It probably deemed it offensive or something like that. And Cherry said live from Saturday Night New York Saturday. I mean, I'm not even going to rate that one. Because it cut short. Next was the Buck Henry monologue, which was okay. It was just him being serious, and then they added stuff like, you're over flattering, or we were trying to get someone else, and they had a list of, it was It was okay. It was a 5 out of 10. Next was Samurai Delicatessen. Now I know this one by heart because I remember when I went to Germany. I always liked the old Silent Life. When I went to Germany, this one girl had a bunch of the old 70s episodes. I remember borrowing the tapes and watching them and then giving them back to her. And then I remember renting. That's when they started coming out with the best of a lot of the Silent Live alumni, like best of John Belushi, best of Gilda Radner, best Eddie Murphy, best of, on and on. And I know the very first one I got was best of John Belushi from the PX. Just renting it though. And I remember that was on there. I remember that by heart. I love that skit. I miss John Belushi, and it was sad because they had that one film, Schindler's Reel or something like that, where it showed like he was an old man, and he was at the graves of all the other cast members, the original cast members. And it's sad because it was actually the opposite. He was the first one to die, it was sad. I miss John Belushi. I want to see. I got to see Continental Divide again. Because I remember, I pretty much know, I got to see Continental Divide again. Just, I only saw it once on TV. I think it was his last movie. That was more of a serious film for him. The mountain climbing movie. Samurai Delicatessen was really, really funny. I give that 8 out of 10. It was classic. Him and Buck Henry. I love the Samurai Delicatessen with him and Richard Pryor. That was really good. That was even better. Next was Press Secretary and President Ford. And Buck Henry was press secretary, and Gerald Ford. This one ran along. This was a long skit. And Gerald Ford is completely clueless. I mean, Chevy Chase didn't really do an imitate Gerald Ford. He just played himself, and he just really dumbed it down and stuff like that. I mean, you have to get some good writing to really dumb it down, to really go over going through a room and stuff like that. I liked it. That would have me laughing. That was a 10 out of 10. Next was Bill Withers, the singer, and the name didn't register with me, Bill Withers, and then he starts singing, "There's no sunshine when she's gone," and it's like, fuck yeah, I love that. I love 70s music. That was a full-on 10 out of 10. I started tearing up some, because, if you love someone, or even whenever Maggie ran away, that was tearing up on that one. That's a great song. Weekend Update came out, and it was pretty good. A lot of silly stuff I laughed at. Some of the stuff was so-so. Some was really good. I give that a 9 out of 10. Next was and in between it, they had a commercial, and it was a Gilda Radner commercial for roll-on. First, like, her house smells, and then they brought in like this roll-on deodorant and they put in the house. So I give it credit for the prop. The prop was really big, and then Lorraine Newman had it, and Gilda Radner was helping her put it on different things in the house. But that was a thing wherever like came in and like the guest saying like she had fish again today, or she had the cat or something like that, saying it's not. They did a spoof of that on Kentucky Fried Movie, one of my favorite movies. And it's like, on Kentucky Fried Movie, it's like, she was saying, "I'm sorry, the house smelling with the cat problems again, or serving burnt to dinner or something like that." And then this woman goes, "Christ, did an elephant shit in here?" And that was really brilliant. That was on Kentucky Fried Movie. Yeah, that was a 5 out of 10 just for this thing. Next, and then they came back to the news and they finished it up. I wish that they did that Translation of the Dead, which was really funny. That was funny. I wish they'd have the commercial for Puppy Uppers, Doggy Downers. I haven't seen it forever. And there's like this one there was another commercial they had for this race car toy. You know how the racing cars and stuff like that. There was I can't remember. I can't find it anywhere. I would love to see that one. That was the one that Center Satellite one again. I would love to see that again. Next was a bedtime story where the dad, Dan Aykroyd, the mechanic, and Gilda Radner, a little girl, and trying to tell her story. And it wasn't that funny, but I mean, the writing was really good, and it was good that he remembered all that mechanic stuff. And then the ending was kind of sweet and endearing in a way. So, I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was good enough to give it a 6 out of 10. Next was the Killer Bees. And you know that was awesome. It's doing King Bee. I'm a King Bee. I keep saying King Bing. I'm a King Bee, baby, buzzing around your hive. I'm a King Bee, baby, buzzing around your hive. And I mean, that was a take on blues. It was really good. I like that. And then he ended up like that. I mean, that was brilliant. 'Cause I remember that one too. That was a 10 out of 10. Next was, what's this? Oh, next was a thing, presidential foreplay with, almost said Jamie Lee Curtis. Jane Curtin interviewing Gilda Radner, saying she had an affair with Kennedy. And Gilda Radner pretty didn't know who he was, and she was saying something else, or saying like she had an affair with another president or something. It was really cool seeing these two geniuses talk back and forth, but it was just filler. I didn't really care for that much for. And then the last thing was the American Constipation Society, which I thought would really be funny, but they just really Buck Henry said, well, I don't feel that good and stuff like that, but they really danced around. I mean, it said like, what, you can't let the Bombay doors open and stuff like that. It really wasn't that funny. And it said constipation, no laughing matter. And that skit wasn't no laughing matter either. I gave it a 3. I'm going to give that a 2 out of 10. So overall, I thought the episode, that whole thing with Buck Henry was 8 out of 10. Now, they had a couple other things on the credits. Opening credits. They said Tony Basil was in it, but I didn't see Tony Basil. Like I said, it was edited down. They're supposed to have Jim Henson's Muppets. I didn't see them either. That would have been cool. But I mean, it was a really good episode. 8 out of 10. The JLO one was a 6 out of 10. So that's my review of both shows. I'm going to try to watch the Will Ferrell one for a review, hopefully for Monday. So I hope you like these 2 Saturday Night Live reviews. Like I said, I mean, usually if John cancels, I try to do a Saturday Night Live review. I didn't do any Munch Right stuff. It would have to be whenever I see him, because they're kind of special, because I want to do them with John. So, hopefully, I mean, because he said, I mean, ours was plowed, or where my at, everything was plowed pretty much on it, because PennDOT's right there. John said his street wasn't plowed till 5:30. I'm like, damn. So, I mean, I'm staying in tomorrow. Not a lot, anything to do tomorrow. Then Monday, gotta go to work, which sucks. It's gonna be really cold and rainy and nasty. Till when Thursday, we'll start warming up. I mean, I got that weather house is cool. It works too. So I hope you like this video. Bye. Till next time, please take care of my legion. Saturday Night Live. Timothy Jordan.